Russell Wilson to the Steelers. What does this do for the Steelers' chances to win a Super Bowl? I guess that's the first question to you. And the second question is was he the best QB on the market?
Can I answer both?
Yep.
Question number one. This makes the Pittsburgh Steelers true Super Bowl contenders. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been making the playoffs, being a winning organization, winning team with practically nothing at the quarterback position, winning 9 to 10 games year after year with just strictly heart, defense, and a decent running game. Now you put a veteran quarterback out there who's a Super Bowl champion, a guy who didn't play that bad last year. And although we know he's past his prime, he's still a lot better than what they've had in recent years. If you tie Russell Wilson in with that amazing defense, that running game with Najee Harris and others, I believe that this Steelers team can win 11 to 12 games, and now they'll be in position to be true Super Bowl contenders. And the only thing, listen, there's no guarantees in life. The only thing you can ask is to put your team in position to win. Now, I get it. They're in a very competitive AFC North division. It's going to be tough. But to me, that actually prepares them even more for the playoffs, for the nitty-gritty times when the game slows down, and it is all about defense. So that's number one. Number two, you asked me, was Russell Wilson the best quarterback on the market? That one I say no. I think he's number two. I think Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback on the market. Younger, a little bit more spry. Also, we saw Kirk Cousins a little bit last year before he got hurt, and the man was balling out, throwing like 4 or 5 touchdowns. To me, was on pace to be in the MVP conversation. So I still got Kirk Cousins as the number one, but I think Russell Wilson wasn't the number two, and the Steelers just didn't need that much compared to some other teams. So I think Russell Wilson truly puts them in the Super Bowl conversation.
Man, listen, I'm a Russell Wilson fan, and I've been one of the few in the media and the public eye that have defended him, that has defended him, contrary to everyone's belief. Everybody out there knows that I've called him the MVP 2 years ago on this show when he got traded to Denver, and then Hackett basically screwed his life away. So, listen, I've been on this thing for a long time. I've been a Russell Wilson fan. I think he's still a top 10 guy in the league. We're going to dive into that later on in the show. But, yeah, I think he helps Pittsburgh immensely right out the gate. Having said that, I disagree. I think he's the best quarterback off the board for the simple fact that Kirk's hurt, and we don't know what he's really going to be. We don't know how his leg's going to heal. He had the same thing Aaron Rodgers had. We don't know. It happened much later than Aaron Rodgers. He actually was playing all year. Where does that push him back to as far as recovery's time? Got to ask Jesse Morse that one. I don't know that. Is he on pace? Is he on track to come back, Kirk Cousins? So I don't know. I have no idea. But I do like Russell Wilson. I always have, regardless. Because I separate the shit from the court, the field, real life, what he does at home, who he's married to. I don't really give a shit about all that stuff. People always bring that up when they discuss greats. They always bring up Kobe hated on Shaq. Like, motherfucker, you do not know Kobe and you don't know Shaq. Why are you worried about their what they did? How about you talk about what they do on the court? Like, it's amazing to me that motherfuckers just forget what they do on the court and go straight to motherfucker's personal life like they know him and that they're homies. No, they're not your homie. You do not know him. Judge him for what he does on the court, on the field. Russell Wilson, to me, was a top 10 QB last year.
Yeah.
28 touchdowns, 8 picks, whatever he had, 26 and 8. And we could argue his wideout core kept getting hurt. And he lost Patrick 2 years in a row, I think is a huge issue I've said on this show. Now, Mike Tomlin has dealt with different personalities, to say the least. In his career. He handled AB to perfection. AB was a non-factor in his
10-year
crazy what we know now, what he does on Twitter and Instagram. We didn't you didn't see that shit until at the very end. when the CT kicked in. So that is when I say, yes, it's a great move for Pittsburgh. I like the move personally. I like the move. It's good for Mike Tomlin, and I think he is the best on the market. So I think Russell Wilson and the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be a team to reckon with. I don't know what they do wideout wise. Are those guys going to buy into Russell Wilson? We saw a wideout core in Pittsburgh who was lackluster, to say the least. You saw Pickens give a lackluster effort. You saw Deontay Johnson do crazy shit all year. Can that core mesh with a guy that a lot of people call Russell Weirdo? And can those two mesh? Will they listen to Russell Wilson now being corny in the huddle and the play call comes out and, it's a run play and Pickens looks at him like, I mean, that's the thing.
They better listen to him. It's the best quarterback they've had. This guy has way more experience than them combined. And the reason why they were acting the way they were acting, at least we can assume, is because they were not getting the ball. They were not being utilized. They did not have a quarterback that could actually throw that thing. Russell Wilson, even in the version he is today, can get them the ball and put them in position to eat. They should both. If they're really like that, they should have the best seasons of their career coming up here next. No excuses at all. If they're still complaining and everything, I got to blame them. I can't put no blame on nobody else. If you really like that, because I didn't see too many legit great wide receivers have average quarterbacks and still ball out, still eat. Mike Evans got 1,000+ receiving yards every single year. No matter if he got Baker, Jameis, Brady, whoever he got there. DeAndre Hopkins for a long time the same way. 8 every single year, no matter who he had. You got a Super Bowl champion and a veteran leader in Russell Wilson, who you just alluded to last year was a top 10 quarterback. If they still complaining, man, that's just a clear-cut sign. You got to move on for them cats. So